Hi guys, my name is Mabel and I'm going to be sharing a vision I had when I entered into a trance and I had visions of other worlds. But before I had this vision, the enemy had told me that there were no animals in heaven, that they only exist for our entertainment, and that Christians had chosen the wrong side, and that a place of no pain and good did not exist for Christians. And it took me some time to learn that when God gives you revelation or the Spirit pours in and gives you revelation, the enemy comes dressed as himself like an angel of light and tries to bring confusion and just put things in your mind and stuff. But regardless to what this being told that there were no animals in heaven really crushed my spirit. It really crushed me. It's like no strength remained in me. And, because I love animals, I feel like they have little hearts and little spirits. Just like in the Bible, when God opened the mouth of the donkey, they have feelings. So it really broke my heart. And then not to mention that in the first covenant, they will sacrifice animals for sins. I thank God that we don't have to do that today because I love animals. And why should they have to pay for human sin? Why should be sacrificed for humans? Anyhow, I was watching an animal documentary and all of a sudden I enter into a trance and all these beautiful different worlds of different animals just appear in front of me. I've seen so many beautiful lands of just flourishing with fruits and vegetables. It was so beautiful. It looked like nothing that we have here on earth. It was different animals that have never been seen here on the earth. They were very smart. They can communicate with you telepathically. I remember just looking at them and they were like communicating with me. Like they knew I was there. It was so weird, but so just amazed that that stuff is real. Then a woman started speaking to me. I believe she represented wisdom. She represented, wow, the thing just went on as a confirmation. I believe she represented wisdom. And because I knew she was standing there and I knew she was next to me, but she didn't have a body. It's like she had an invisible body and I knew she was there. Because after she showed me these animal visions, these animal worlds, and said that animals were the predominant species, that they were made and created first before humans, and they had their own separate heavens apart from humans, which is really nice. And the scene changed. And then we were in this palace. I remember walking through this. It was like a blue tunnel, but it looked like a light blue hallway because it had tall ceilings and tall windows. And I remember just going through it, and wisdom was in front of me. And she pointed to a room and she said, "These are the forefathers of the earth. They work together, they run together in running the earth. There were 4 thrones in that room. 4 thrones, maybe even 5, but I think there was 4. But they were all males. I couldn't see their faces or their bodies, but I knew they were there. So weird. And they were all males. And she said that they all work together. It's not just one man that runs the earth. And then after that, we went through a tunnel where the lights got dimmer. And when we went through this tunnel, I remember like the lights getting dimmer. It was like going through a hallway. We took a left and there was a room there and the lights got dimmer. And it was like a grayish, it almost looked like cloudy a little bit. Like cloudy a little bit and like grayish. And then it had like red lights. Like, giving it light. Like it had supernatural lights giving it light. And when I look in the room and I look down, there were 6 dragons, 6 female dragons. And they were all lying on their backs, facing up. They had wings, they had arms and legs, they had a pinkish bellies, and they had red eyes. I can't never forget their eyes. I don't know why they were red. Excuse me. But they were mothers. They were mothers, like hibernating, but also watching over the worlds in different. I think they had such a greater responsibility. Like the thrones, those were more, they watched over the earth. These six dragons, they watch over, or like, multiple worlds. And they were mothers, they were hibernating. And I remember just being so shocked and amazed that this stuff was real. It's like I remember saying, I was like, I can't believe this stuff is real. This thing was not a dream. It was not a dream. It was something so clearly that I had seen. And it was just, they had like soft black skin color, and it was smooth too. You know how dragons look like in movies? They always have like this rock, like this rock skin type, and they have like, I don't know, they just look like these dragons, beautiful. They had smooth skin. And, they just watch over different worlds. And it was just so amazing to see, so amazing to learn. I look at these movies with all these different creatures and stuff. And never once you think that that stuff is real. Never once you think that that stuff is real. So when I seen this, I just could not believe it. I was just so amazed and undone. And the scene changed again. And now I was outside. And, it was just like a white, light blue heaven atmosphere. And I remember angels. They had robes on. They had white robes. And they came to me and they took me somewhere. I cannot remember what they did to me or what they spoke with me. I just had this revelation, this automatic wisdom that they knew me. And the reason they took me was because they missed me. Because, I've been here on earth, but before earth, they knew I dwelled with them, I guess. I don't know. I just had an automatic understanding that they knew me and missed me. And after that's about it. I think the vision ended and I appeared on my sofa, just sitting on my sofa, and it was daylight. And when I entered the trance, I was in my room and it was nighttime. It was nighttime. So I was a little freaked out, I was just like, what just happened? What just happened? How was it that I just placed on the sofa and it's daylight? But one thing I do remember, I came back so strong, so encouraged. I was going through so much warfare here, so much pain. And I had desire to, I didn't want to live anymore. So when I came back from this vision, I was strengthened, I was strong, and I no longer had the desire to die, and I was in good spirits. Things did get a little crazier, it's like I would go to my room, then come back to the living room, and I felt like I was repeating the same events. Like, I don't know if it was the earth shifting or I was shifting, but things were weird. It felt like deja vu. So weird. Anyways, that's one of the visions. More stuff does happen. Oh my God, I went through so much. I wrote more about it here in my book. It's available on Amazon. You could check it out. And God bless you guys.